My name is Mighty Beard, and we are back here for some D&D. Forgive my voice; I'm dealing with a cold that's coming in and out. But we're gonna play some D&D regardless. But I'm here today with some folks from the Alphacraft SMP, um, and yeah, we're gonna be running through a story. The last time we played, we were down in southeastern as well as Wycliffe. But today we're going to be venturing up into Whitmor, which is the frontier town of the continent. And we're still building lore, so there isn't a whole lot of information I can give you. But Whitmor was the last of the five cities that was put together, and it is surrounded by a lot of wild lands. So the mountains up to the north, as well as the forest, mostly unexplored. Um, to the south is swampland. So not much progress has gone into actually build that up to be livable yet. But we're going to be venturing out of Whitmor into Copper Crossing. It's about a 7-hour walk, and the job that our heroes are going to be following up on is a missing child case. So Copper Crossing is it's a small town. They handle lumber. They handle some mining in the mountains, but mostly it's building materials. So this is kind of your uh, they Whitmore basically supplies all of the building material for both the carpenters and stoneworkers in the rest of the continent. So Copper Crossing is kind of the initial hub where things get loaded. It's a small town, maybe 30 residents altogether. The rest are workers that may be coming in from Whitmore, maybe in some of the surrounding areas. But there's a logging house near the center of the town. There's a miners' exchange to drop off all your stone and maybe gems if you found anything good in the mines. And the rest is farmland. What sets Copper Crossing apart is it's mostly goblins and orcs and hobgoblins that reside there. Um, Again, last time we were together, we just talked about how diverse the continent was. Who was part of the southeastern crew, was orc. Most likely, maybe came from Copper Crossing. But let's go ahead and get into today's game. We are here with 3 members of the Alphacraft server. We'll start off with Aletha. Say hello,
Oh,
and who are you
hello.
playing?
Hi, I am Aletha, and I am playing as a Wisp Ithruigan, who is a rather young elf druid who spent the majority of her time growing up in the woods, um, whose family actually has kind of been taking care of a rift that opens into the Feywild. But for some reason, that rift has closed, and now she is off searching for both adventure and hopefully someday some answers.
All right, that sounds good. We also have Inditorias.
Hello, I am Inditorias and I am playing Vel's Kell. Vel is a white dragonborn, crystal gem dragonborn to be specific. He's not very old, yet he's not like super young. To look at him, he looks more young, but there's more of like a knowledge and wisdom he's gained, and it's showing on him. He had a rather traumatic childhood as his clan was taken over by an empress that was attempting to take over, but her plans were foiled by another party of adventurers, and he originally had been on her side, tricked, and now he seeks to undo his wrongs.
Very nice. And the Gamer Hobbit.
Hello. I've got Calgrim, who is a hill dwarf, and he's, well, like with most dwarfs, he likes, forging weapons and gear and all that, but he didn't want to spend the rest of his days inside inside in a mountain, basically, and sought to go out and adventure and explore the world, and in particular, learn the many mysteries of the giants and, like, their powers of runes, basically, and perhaps one day he would like to try and harness their powers and combined with his smithing skills and make some new weapons and stuff that he can pass that down to his kin.
Very nice. Okay. Awesome. Well, that's a pretty well-rounded group. A lot of goals, future goals. We'll definitely have to tie into at some point. All right. So the gist is, you guys, as you're on your way, completing your goals, doing your thing, you need money, and what kind of fits with what you guys want to do is the Adventuring Guild. It's kind of like the police force of the continent. Each of the 5 major cities has their own sect of the Adventuring Guild, and then that sect is responsible for the surrounding region. So the Adventuring Guild handles a lot of stuff. Again, it's adventuring on one hand. It's on the other hand, it is kind of the city watch. But it's mostly been peaceful, especially over the last 25 to 50 years. Not a lot going on, but every once in a while, some small crime that you might have to take care of. What you guys have been working on, though, has been a lot of grunt work. So loading and unloading of caravans, escorting caravans from Whitmor to the capital, maybe heading up to Copper Crossing to grab some lumber to bring down to Whitmor for further transportation. Maybe helping in the dock ward, getting rats off of ships or rats out of bar cellars. It's just small stuff like that, and you're ready for something new. And today you finally got your opportunity. The situation is, there was a farmhand in Copper Crossing who had sent his 2 sons off into the hills to go hunting. They've got their own family camping area, and usually they go up there to get deer. It's right alongside the river, so there's some fishing there as well. But this was the youngest of the 2 sons. This was their first time adventuring out. One was 8, the other is 16, and the 8-year-old had reached adulthood because we are talking about goblins. So this was their first time leaving home. Was only supposed to be out most of the day, but first time out in the woods without their parents. Unfortunately, they didn't return. By nightfall, still hadn't returned, hadn't reported in. The next morning, still not there. So Copper Crossing, by way of sending stones, was able to communicate with Whitmor, report the missing children. I guess they're not children. They're young adult goblins. But 2 were missing. You guys have this opportunity if you want. The pay is 50 gold apiece if both are brought back alive. If only one is brought back alive, 25 gold apiece. And if neither, then you'll get 10 gold for at least trying. You're also going to be sent off with health potions, so one health potion apiece, and a few days worth of rations. There's no real time on this. It's going to take 7 hours to get to Copper Crossing, and then getting the directions from Copper Crossing to where this this camping area was. Most likely another. I'm sorry. I think I said 7 hours. I meant 7 miles. So another 7 miles from Copper Crossing to where this camping site is. So mostly like almost a full day of travel. So hopefully you can get out there in time, find what you need, and be able to head back before nightfall. So that's the gist. Any questions that you might have once receiving this job?
It seems pretty straightforward to me.
Yeah, all good.
Yep.
Guess we'll find out more when we get there.
Yep. Most information is going to be out there, not down here.
Very well. So you guys head off. And again, we talked about just how wild this area is. So as you leave town, you follow the road back east towards the river. But instead of crossing, you're gonna head north. There's another path that goes north, not as well traveled, but obvious. It's obvious enough that is the path to Copper Crossing. You guys have probably done jobs out in Copper Crossing, so yeah, it's no big deal. You know this area by the back of your hand. So, but yeah, it takes you about well, it's a 7-mile trip, so a few hours. By the time you get out there, I would say you probably left around maybe 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. So by the time you travel the 7 miles, it's closing in on noon. See a few people that are standing around the town center, starting to eat lunch, just like whatever rations or hand food that they've got. Again, there's a few different locations in this place, mostly residential, a lot of farmland, especially on the southern and eastern side. I'm sorry, southern and western side of Copper Crossing. You've also got small shops for fish, fresh fish. But otherwise, you've got the lumberyard. You've got the miners' exchange. And then your town center, which is mostly just a green area.
Well, that sounds lovely. So is there a place, like any sort of contact within Copper Crossing for the Adventurers Guild, or are we kind of just looking for the person who sent out the request?
Well, I suppose that would be up to you. So, you got quite a bit of information from the job itself. But if there was interest in meeting with the father or someone else in the city, that message could have been sent through a sending stone to at least set up that meeting. So if you're going there expecting to talk to someone or hoping to talk to someone, then that is something you could have set up. So is that what we'd like to do?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It makes sense to go talk to the people who have a better idea of where they might have gone.
Yeah, at least to give us some lead to start with.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so yeah, as you enter in, there's a few people standing in the center of town. One one of the goblins matches the general description. But he turns like you guys just like he catches you off the side of his eye. But yeah, as soon as you get closer, he walks up to you and greets you. Hello. You here to help?
Yes,
Yes.
that is why we're here.
Good. I'm very worried. Never been gone this long.
Indeed, it must be an incredibly harrowing experience, and we are happy to help.
What,
Do you know in which? Can you direct us to where it is that you typically go hunting?
He reaches into like an inside chest pocket, pulls out what appears to be a handwritten map. You just take the river. It's just at the base of the mountain.
And
I'm
could you
gonna look
provide us
at.
with a description of your children, please? Yeah.
One is yay high, and he he lowers his hand to like maybe to his hip. Yay high, uh, blue blue shirt, button down, um, brown hat, straw hat, no shoes,
Okay.
brown pants. Uh, my oldest, about my height, uh, orange shirt, but rest the same.
We'll find your sons and bring them home safely.
They
Indeed,
both
we'll do our
took
very best.
they both took bows. Should have stayed near the river. Don't know why they wouldn't.
We will do everything we can to bring them back as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Yes.
And he bows his head, and he waves at you, like he kind of like loses like eye contact with you guys as it just kind of like stares off into the floor. You can definitely tell like he's worked up.
I reach down
about all
and I
this.
give him a hug. I don't know if he wants it or not, but I'm giving one to him.
Doesn't object, but doesn't respond. Yeah, it just kind of lets you do it.
Okay.
Doesn't reciprocate.
I pull away and just nod, feeling slightly awkward, but I've done this thing. All right,
And
so
as you guys
those.
head off, you're noticing there are some eyes at you. Seems like
Valuable time.
the whole village is aware that this situation has occurred. They seem to just be watching you as you go. So, yeah, again, you weren't given a whole lot of a good description, but you got some clothing items, relatively size. And you also know where the campsite is based on this hand-drawn map. Seems like it's right on the river, so it should be relatively easy to find. Again, from what you heard at in Whitmor, it was about a 7-mile hike. I wouldn't necessarily say it's difficult terrain, but it's getting a bit harder to yeah, maybe we can call it difficult terrain. It's just more rocky. There's a lot of loose pine needles on the ground that make walking a little
Not exactly a
slippery.
hiking trail.
Yeah. And lot of variation in the elevation. So, sometimes you're right next to the river, It's at the same level as you, and then you'll spike up about 10-15 feet for about a half an hour, and then you drop back down, and it just kind of rolls like that.
Like animal noises, specifically like predators as we're walking along, like any wolves or large cats or anything like that.
Well, everybody roll me perception.
Sorry, where do I find that?
All right, so in your character sheet, you've got your stat block on the far left, and then you've got your skills in the second column. And there you should see a word, perception. It's alphabetical order. And you could just click that word and it'll roll it for you.
All right.
Right. The loudest thing is the water. It's moving pretty fast. It's not a huge river. In some places you could probably jump across it. And others it kind of widens up. Looks like it kind of ranges going over these like it definitely cut these grooves as far as like all the elevation and whatnot. But you're seeing maybe like 2 feet deep in one spot, and a couple 100 feet later, it's pretty shallow, like maybe 4 or 5 inches. Just kind of ranges. But that's the loudest thing. As far as other sounds, you're hearing your normal nature stuff. When you're closer to to Copper Crossing, you're hearing like trees being chopped down in the distance. As you get further up into this area, you're hearing less of that. You are hearing some birds. You're seeing some wildlife walking around. A wisp for sure. You would be aware of like a small herd of deer on the other side of the river, just there drinking. Casually aware that you're there, but not necessarily giving you much attention.
I wave at them just a little bit.
Yeah. But the other thing you're going to notice is there is foot traffic, so you can definitely make out where a path has been cut by traveling feet for years. But I would say Wisp, you could definitely tell there are some newer prints. You're also seeing what appears to be like a drag mark of maybe a bow being dragged. It's not the entire time, but maybe for like a foot or two, and then you don't see it again for another mile, and then you see it again.
Okay. Seems like we're still heading in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean it's difficult to tell if these are their tracks for sure, but yeah, I mean you're seeing just a mixture of sizes, mixture of some boots, some no boots, some claw marks there. So about an hour goes by as you're making this travel, and you're definitely seeing the remnants of old campsites. But it doesn't seem to match the map. The map had a shallow area of the river. It seemed like there was like a clearing that the ground matched the elevation of the river. A lot of trees around. You really haven't entered into that zone yet, you don't think? Another half hour goes by, and you're again just being aware of your surroundings, listening for what you can hear, keeping a watchful eye on the tracks. You're just noticing that the tracks kind of stop, except for two prints. Look like bare feet.
And they're pretty
Two
small.
different sizes, but they yeah, definitely the size of goblins. But they're continuing to head north into the woods. It's getting a bit thicker here, as far as the tree coverage, and you're starting to go uphill a little bit.
Do I notice any more animals nearby at this point in time?
Again, you've got your handful of birds that are going in and out of nests. It's not hatching time yet in this part of the year, but it is. They're still out collecting stuff to build nests, collecting stuff to eat. You've got some squirrels. You've got a handful of squirrels that are bouncing back and forth between trees above you.
I think I will go ahead and cast Speak with Animals and ask and see if I can talk to one of the nearby birds.
Okay. So you locate a bird that is within, let's say, about 10 feet of you, just above you on a branch, working away at its nest.
Excuse me, have you, by any chance, seen any small green creatures walking by here recently?
If you could, roll that for me. So to the left of the name should give you a dice. That'll just put it
here we
in
go.
the chat.
Ah, that's how you do it. Okay, learning.
All right. So you gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. Duration is 10 minutes. Knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever they can perceive and or have perceived within the past day. Sorry, you might be able to persuade. Okay. All right. So your question is: have they seen two smaller green?
I kind of gesture as to about like how tall they would be.
Gotcha.
And like when did they see them? Like what time of day?
So the other two, you guys are just gonna hear the bird chirping, but it does seem to respond. Yes, two. Bit ago. Hunters?
Probably. Was it during the day or was it at night that you saw them?
Day. This time? Before.
Okay. Anything else I want
Big
to ask
one.
them?
Big one?
Yes?
No. 3. Big one.
Oh. So there was a third one with them. Was it my height or taller or?
Big. And as it says big, it kind of leans back as if it's like looking up at something.
I look behind me. Just to see if there's anything there. I don't think there is, but
No, just some canopy from the pine.
okay. So was the big thing taking the small creatures? Or were they walking together?
Run.
Oh dear.
And it picks up some sticks and puts it back into its nest.
Pick up a couple of sticks and put it in its nest as well.
It's 10 feet up.
Oh,
So
well, never mind.
I'd imagine, yeah, you might be able to
I pick up some sticks
hand
and
it up.
offer it to them. Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for your assistance. Have a
So
lovely
as that
day.
conversation is occurring, what are the other two doing?
I'm scanning around looking for any signs of tracks or anything.
You just see the two that you've been following.
Hmm.
I
I would have
mean,
also been doing the same thing. So
you see the two tracks that you've been following. There's obviously like other traffic, mostly beasts, some deer tracks. They seem pretty obvious.
I then walk over to Wisp and ask, what did the bird say?
Well, she saw not two things. Well, she did see them yesterday about this time, but apparently there was a third creature with him. And apparently it was big.
A third creature?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. That's strange. And a taller one. Hmm.
Yep.
The goblins didn't say that back at Copper Crossing. Hmm.
She also did say that they were running.
Running.
So there's a good chance they were being chased by something.
Hmm.
hmm.
Dangerous parts these are for little ones like them.
Indeed.
Yeah. I hope they managed to outrun it, but if that's the case, then these larger tracks must be what was chasing them. So follow them should lead us closer at least.
Indeed.
Question is, do we want to move faster or keep at our steady pace?
I suggest we quicken the pace,
I think that is
just
a good
in
idea.
case.
Yes.
So you guys move on,
Mhm.
and you travel for about another half an hour or so, and you find again another remnant of an old campsite. It does seem to fit the description overall. Uh, Ground is level with the with the water here, and a lot of trees around. You see, well, you're gonna see a few things. So, everybody, no, I'll use your previous perception rolls. Um, on the ground next to an old fire pit, there's like rocks that are surrounding this bare patch of dirt. Seems like there's some old wood and coal and ash in there. It doesn't seem like it's you're not seeing any smoke rise. You're not seeing anything inside of it. Um, but next to it is what appears to be a small, not small, backpack size. Just a bag, just kind of like laying on the ground next to it. Wisp. The other thing that you'll notice is this is about 10 to 15 feet away from the water. You can definitely see tracks heading to the water. Seem like they head back. Um, but it definitely does feel pretty recent. And again, I would imagine you guys are about maybe 10 feet away from where this fire pit and this bag are.
Does the bag look like it was ripped or anything, or just kind of left behind?
Again, you're about 10 feet away from it. So what would you like to do?
Good
Suppose I'll
inspect
move
it.
forward and try and get a closer look at the area.
Okay.
Hmm.
And you say it's kind of in the middle of a clearing?
Yeah, clearing is good, like 45 by 45 feet, like a circle. Um, that spreads across the river and goes to the other side. So as you get closer to this bag looks like it was maybe just placed there. No signs of tears or rips or that it was really that's been bothered at all. It's just kind of laid down. But you will notice there are 3 arrows on the ground. Um, seems like maybe they're just like kind of dumped out of a quiver, or maybe whoever was here was working on them, or it's hard to tell. But they're like right next to one another, kind of like in a row.
Does the bag seem to be like have like gently placed down, or is it like tossed aside?
The little signs of mud on the bottom of it. So maybe it kind of rolled a little bit when it was placed.
There's nothing spilling out of it, so I'm assuming that it
No.
probably wasn't tossed
Yeah.
somewhere. Can I go and see what's inside the bag?
Sure. Sure. Yeah, so the bag has a bit of rope that's been like thin rope that's been sewn into it, just to kind of close it up. So you pull the rope apart, open it up, and looks like there's a bedroll. Looks like there's another quiver of arrows in there, and a small pan.
I'll take the arrows that are on the ground and put them in the quiver and kind of tie the bag up. And does anyone want to carry these in case we find them?
Roll me a I suppose I'll give you a choice. Insight, to see if you can get anything off of this stuff, or history. History would be good too.
Go with insight. Eh.
Definitely seems neatly packed, almost as if it's brand new. Nowhere on the pan at all. No, like the bedroll doesn't even seem like it's been unfurled yet at all. So quite possibly this was a new pack, which you could guess that maybe it was a gift for a new adventurer.
Sounds like a gift that a parent would give their child on their first hunting expedition.
Hmm. Yes. But if they were running from something, why would they place it down like that? You would think they would need the supplies if they were being chased.
Makes me wonder why they were stopping in the middle of a clearing if something was chasing them.
Hmm.
Perhaps they were chased on their way back. They turned around and ran. But then that doesn't make any sense either.
Hmm.
I suppose we must press on then and see if there's any more signs.
So you saw some prints, some footprints that were leading to the water. Seems like they're going back and forth from the water.
Did it look like the same small barefoot footprints?
Yeah. Actually, go ahead and roll me. Well, whoever wants to make this check, a survival check. to get a better view of these tracks and maybe age, pacing, that sort of thing. If you all
Okay.
want to make the check, feel free.
Okay.
I'm apparently still looking at the pack.
All right. Calgrim, Vels, you guys take a look at the prints. Recent, probably within the last couple of days at least. Same footprints that you've been following, kind of matches the general size description you were given of these two goblins. But one thing is going to catch your eye. It doesn't seem like they were just going into the water to get water or to clean up or whatever young adult goblins do. You see some more tracks on the other side of the river as well. Seem to be heading east. The general pacing, from what you can gather, seems pretty calm. Pretty normal.
Are those the only tracks that we see? Oh, wait, no, that would be their tracks because we already confirmed that they were likely the small goblins.
Likely, yeah.
More tracks then.
So it seems like the most recent tracks.
Indeed. They lead east.
I guess it's time to get our feet wet and step across.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's-
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Were you going to take that pack or just leave it?
I'm going to take it with us.
Yeah, we're taking it.
If somebody can carry it, doesn't matter who.
Oh. I can carry it.
Okay.
Sounds good. Let me take a look at some character sheets. All right, that all looks good. All right, so yeah, you guys walk across the river. It doesn't. It's pretty shallow there. You do notice as you get closer to the river, and then on the other side, you kind of sink in a little bit. So you're leaving Prince yourself, but it seems like they're heading in an eastern direction. Once you start getting into more of the heavier pine area, tracks start to disappear within like 10 minutes. You start to lose track of those tracks. It seems like you didn't see a return. So they were definitely going in this direction, but just with the steady pine needles on the ground, the moss, the stone. You're starting to lose that mud.
Hmm.
So if you continue, is there anything else that you would look for?
Do we see any like broken branches or any disturbed pine leaves or maybe any like spider webs that have been recently walked through?
Bells? Anything you would be looking for?
Just looking to see if there's like any grass that's been disturbed. Yeah, pine needles that are like look like they're scruffed around, but
Okay.
that's it.
Belgrim, you
Any
are
like
forester. You've been hunter and gatherer. Is there anything you would want to focus in on?
suppose like the foliage, any signs of disturbance in those, anything's been picked off or broken, or claw marks on the trees from like goblins and stuff like that.
And that's kind of like a base of the tree, like 3 feet up on the tree.
Like yeah, base height for like of the tree, yeah.
You travel for another 15, 20 minutes, and it all seems pretty normal for the most part. But then you reach an area. There's like again, it's pretty thick with trees, but there's a small clearing. Definitely a good place. Maybe to pick off deer if deer were coming in that area to graze, or other grass-eating beasts out here. But you are going to notice, all of you will notice that there are some broken branches, not at the base of the tree, but
They're higher up.
up higher, yeah, but
Approximately
10,
how high? Okay.
10, 15 feet up. You notice
Hmm.
some branches have been broken. Seem to be well, just all various height. But yeah, up to about 15 feet up. And you do see some scratch marks, between 5 feet up and 8 feet up.
Flying Wing said it
So
was big. Hmm.
I wonder. It seems they climbed up the tree to avoid whatever's chasing them, and then it clawed. Did it leave? Are there like tracks on the ground that would like indicate it left or
No tracks,
no? No
but
tracks?
some obvious disturbance in the pine needles on the ground.
Okay.
Oh, I wonder if it was something that can fly. Hmm.
Then why would the claw marks be at the base?
Again, um, tracks require dirt or some kind of surface that would hold them. Pine needles aren't going to hold tracks.
True.
Well, there weren't really obvious tracks when we were going up by the river. We saw the 2 goblin tracks, but we didn't see anything that would signify something that would be like 10, 15 feet tall.
Uh,
Do I see any feathers around?
No, but you notice a lack of bird life here.
So it is oddly quiet. Definitely decreases our potential creatures of which to ask questions. Probably take a look and see what this clearing has in store. But I
Okay.
wonder if we should keep at the same pace or if we should be more cautious considering how rather large this thing might be.
So you've been heading
So
about
just-
straight west. Clearing is I'm sorry. Yes, straight west. The clearing is to the south.
Does it look like the broken branches go in a particular direction, or is it just kind of in that one spot?
Roll in nature.
Nature.
The way the branches are broken, it is going west. It seems like all the branches are kind of leaning the same direction. The breaks are pushing in excuse me, into the branch coming from the east. So coming from the direction you just came. So whatever it was, it definitely seems to be going west. Another thing you're gonna spot is boulder lying on the ground in between you and the in the clearing. You didn't quite notice it before, but it does seem a bit out of place. Has mud as if like it has mud caked in as if it had been sitting in the ground, but it is now loose. Maybe 30, 40 pounds. Like that size of boulder.
Okay. That is quite strange.
Curious. Is there like, any signs of like cracks in the boulder?
No. No cracks. Some scratch marks, though. Definitely some scratch marks on it.
Looking out, is there like anywhere that it looks like the boulder may have originally been?
Well, you know you're heading towards like further up into the mountain.
Okay.
So likely from that direction,
Like fell down.
which would be continued northwest. I mean, it's not unheard of to have boulders lying around, but it is a bit odd that it has mud caked on it as if it's been sitting in the ground and it is now on top of the ground. Just on a patch of pine needles. So it definitely, I mean, especially with that nature check, it definitely seems like it had been moved.
So somebody brought mud all the way up the mountains to put on this boulder. Just kidding. No. That would be silly. So do we want to continue heading west for a while and see if we can see if we can pick up any more signs of them?
That seems to be our only option at this point.
Yeah.
Too little information.
Maybe we can, well, I don't know if it would help us to find out where the boulder came from, but other than a direction that it might have been.
I suggest we move on. The lack of life here troubles me.
I agree.
Yeah, you're right. It is
Start
eerie.
keeping my ears out and see if I see any other, like, squirrels or mice or something that's actually alive in this area.
Yeah, it is eerily quiet. You could definitely see some signs of life higher up in the trees, in the taller trees, squirrel nests, that sort of thing. No activity, but there's definitely nests there. But you guys continue moving on. Previously, you had noticed the broken branches, so probably something you'd be looking at. You find some more broken branches. This seems to start to kind of zigzag through some trees. More scratch marks on trees. Again,
The scratch marks, are they
like anywhere between 5 and 8 feet up.
I mean, how can I see how big the scratch marks are? Like, are they just kind of like small claw marks, or would it signify something? Oh, I guess we already know it's a larger thing. Never mind.
Well, it would have to be larger than the goblins to reach up that high.
Yep.
Unless again, like was suggested before, that they were climbing up.
Still not something small. So, yeah.
It does seem odd behavior to climb trees just to scratch them, though.
Mm-hmm.
You guys travel for another about 15, 20 minutes, and terrain is getting a bit harder to walk. You're going more uphill now, as have left the foothills and you're starting to head into the actual mountains. But about 20 minutes from where you were, you reach a bit of a cliffside. It's pretty sheer. You look straight up and it seems like about 30 feet up, see a convocation of eagles. It looks like there's like three nests. Eagles are up, either repairing nests or working on nests. Seems like they're all pretty active. Nesters seem to be about 2-3 feet apart, but they're kind of like on the edge of maybe like a little landing, a little lip in the cliffside. But it definitely seems just sounds they're making. It seems like the speed that they're going. There's probably some kind of disturbance. See, you were looking for feathers, Wisp. You're seeing feathers here. Both kind of like loose up on the cliffside, like on that lip, but also down on the ground. You're seeing a few feathers down there as well.
Do the ones I see on the ground look like they match, like eagle feathers?
Yes, seems to be the same. Let's say with your general knowledge, your background, they seem relatively new as well. Like again, with probably within the last day, haven't been touched by the weather yet. But as you're looking at these feathers, you're also seeing the shattered remnants of an egg.
I collect what feathers I can and put them into my bag.
Okay. So to the left of you and to the right of you, it's just a sheer cliffside. Goes what appears to be about 30 feet up until where that lip is, where the eagles are nesting. Seems to go to the left and right for hundreds of feet. But there is like a broken branch on a tree within 5 feet of you, like right behind you. Can I get perception checks from everybody? Oh, and one other thing that I'm gonna ask from you guys. I'll explain it in a bit, but I would also like you guys to roll d6s. So in the chat box, you've got like a row of dice at the bottom. Yeah, if you click one, you can just roll a d6. You hover over to tell you what dice it is.
Square one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
The square
Yes.
one.
I clicked it too many times. There we go.
Okay, we'll ignore that +1.
My bad.
But okay, so D6s. This was something I meant to explain to you guys before we get started, but it's something I like to do, and basically it's also something that should be done at the beginning of the game, but again I forgot. But
Sorry, you cut out for a second.
it's something I like to do at the beginning of a game, but I forgot to do it this time. But what I do with the D6s is there's two numbers I'm looking for, either a 6 or 1. Regardless of what the roll is, the situation won't necessarily change. But if you get a 6 or multiple 6s in this case, you guys roll pretty well. Then something beneficial might happen. You might find more information than if you hadn't been looking super close, or you might find a cache of supplies that would be helpful in that moment, kind of thing. With 1s, it means worst case scenario most likely is going to happen. But luckily, you guys rolled 2 6s, so some good stuff potentially could occur. Again, it won't initially change the scenario, but yeah, you just might be able to get some luck here. So, so as you guys are looking around, Wisp, you're obviously collecting feathers. But as you guys are like looking up and looking around, this cliffside, you're not really seeing any signs of movement on either left or right side. But you are noticing that there are some obvious holes in the side of the cliff, handholds, or at least that they could be used as handholds. You're also noticing about halfway up, about 15 feet up, is a very old python that's been stuck in the side of the cliff.
People have obviously been here at some point. Are there any? Is there any disturbed ground underneath where the handholds are?
There's some loose rock. There's actually one larger loose rock. It's a grapefruit size. It's kind of been somewhat shattered. There's some deep gouges in it, maybe by claws or pythons or something. And you look up and you can see like where that hole is. And as you look back up, again, just kind of scanning the area, you do notice a piece of cloth hanging from the python, and it's orange.
That would be the older brother.
Definitely means we're on the right trail.
At least I hope so.
Indeed.
And does the cloth look like sort of fresh, not like it's been there for months or weathered?
Yeah, it looks. I mean, it's hard to tell. It's 15 feet away. It's like just a scrap of fabric. But yeah, I would say it's still mostly bright orange. Probably a newer common cloth texture, quality. So what do you guys do?
Oh, I'm gonna look at the wall and taking a deep breath and grab one of the handholds and start trying to climb up.
Okay.
I go and try to climb up as well.
All right. Everyone who is climbing up, we're going to use athletics checks for this. We'll keep the DC at 10. and with athletics, you're just trying to pull yourself up. So you're driving your fingertips into these handholds and pulling up, climb up.
How far apart are the handholds?
Human
Okay.
size, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll try climbing up.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine you've seen climbers.
I'm just trying to make a decision as
sounds of
to
it.
how I want to climb.
Yeah, I would say maybe like three feet apart, kind of thing. So
Okay.
definitely something you can like get your hand up, put your foot in another one, pull up, get your foot up there to where your hand was, reach up to another one. A dwarf, maybe this is a bit stretchy for you, but you're just going straight up, not even letting it bother you, like you've done this before.
I'm gonna see if somebody makes it up there and maybe tosses down a rope just to kind of help me out a little bit.
All right, so eagle's nests up on this lip. Handholds seem to go up to the lip, but the eagle's nests are probably about maybe about 10 feet away from where you guys are climbing. But Calgrim, you went up first, and yeah, without much of an issue, you climb up. The lip is about 3 feet wide, so there's not a lot of room to move around. But you do notice there is just off to the side of you, opposite side of the eagle's nest, is what appears to be a natural cave opening.
Ah, a cave. They could have ran in there.
And if that cloth was there, it's most likely they were running in. Looking to like the sides, is there anywhere else to really go from here? There's an eagle nest on one side, cave, and then
Well, once you're on the lip,
like with
no, not that you can
no.
see. Yeah.
All right.
When you're on the ground, I mean, you could have continued walking either left or right, but you didn't really see
Yeah.
any signs that pointed to them going that way.
Seems they're forced in. I'm gonna turn around and look down and see Wisp still down there.
And just wave.
I have,
Hi.
I
Anyone
have
have a rope? Would you be so kind?
I have a rope.
Yeah, it comes in every basic adventuring kit. You'd have 50 feet of hempen rope. You guys
Yeah.
both would be aware that the eagles are aware of you and are squawking a bit loudly. They don't
All
seem
right.
to like that you're that close.
Okay, I'm gonna back off from the nest as much as I can because
I'm
there's
gonna.
not much room.
I'll cast Speak with Animals once more.
Okay.
Actually, this is a good time. And I will call out to them and say, first off, we mean you no harm. We're looking into something. And I noticed that there's one of your, somebody's egg is on the ground. And I'm so sorry. That definitely wasn't us. We are hoping to, well, could I speak with you for just a moment?
Not much time. Have to fix.
We will not break. Did you see two small creatures up here recently?
Many small creatures all the time.
Did you see one today? Two today?
All the time. Always bothering.
I mime about how tall they are. Any this big?
Many. all the time, bothering, taking eggs, breaking nests. Must fixed.
These
Must
eagles
fixed.
have been bothered a lot. Well, we will leave you alone. And if there's anything we can do for you, let us know. Did anything go into this cave by any chance?
They live. They live there.
Do small things live there or do big things live there?
Small, small, big,
Hmm.
big,
Hmm.
something. Did not bother
Very
us.
specific.
Small ones bother.
Ah. And I relay this information to my compatriots.
As you were doing that, I would have been pulling out the rope and laying it down for you.
Well, as soon as it's within reach, I'll start climbing.
All right. Would Bells? Would you also be? Are you just bracing it? Are you holding it, or are you also pulling? Pulling her up.
I'm more just bracing it, not really like pulling.
All right. And as this is occurring, Calgrim.
I
I'm sorry.
am trying to
Yeah,
take
what are you doing?
a closer look at the cave
Okay.
without starting the eagles any further.
Opening seems to be back a bit. So it just kind of it's just again naturally carved into the side of this part of the cliff. 15 foot tall in the center. But about 10 feet wide. So definitely room enough for you guys to go in. A larger creature could go in there. Just kind of looking in, it looks like it leads into maybe a larger room. Very, very dark inside. There's no light sources that you can see.
How tall is the opening again?
About 10, 15 feet.
Hmm.
I would think the other thing that you would notice is that there is some there are some tracks heading in. It seems to be a mixture. They kind of walk over one another, so it's really hard to gauge types of footprints, but there's definitely a number of different prints there. Some could match up with what you've been following, or be something different.
Okay. Well, I'm
Wisp, yeah, you're able to climb up with the
okay.
assistance of the rope.
Do the eagles seem a little less startled by our presence?
They just seem annoyed in general.
Okay. That's fair.
Little belligerent.
Hmm. They're having a bad day. It's fine.
I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave them be. Wouldn't want to tangle with some eagles right now on the edge of this.
Ooh, yeah, no.
Agree.
Well, shall we enter?
So we shall.
Ooh.
So
mean-
you guys left at about 8 o'clock. Well, we'll say 9 o'clock. Sun is starting to lower from the center of the sky. So past midday. Just for context.
Okay.
But you guys are going to enter into the cave.
May I get a torch to light the way?
You do also. We also. I think we all have dark vision.
I do not.
Oh, Okay. I think we all have torches in our packs as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Do we?
I've got torches.
Oh, I guess I don't. Anyway. I have a tinderbox.
All right. Well, we are entering into a new chapter. So we're going to take a 5-minute break just to get bathroom breaks or refills or that sort of thing.
Good.
So those watching, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Thank you for joining in the chat. I have been reading, just can't necessarily respond. But yeah, go ahead and get your drinks and whatnot, and we'll be right back. All right. I have returned.
I just did as well.
Very nice.
Yep.
And again, thanks everyone for tuning into the stream. Hopefully this has been enjoyable so far. We've been exploring, lots of exploring.
Mm-hmm. Getting the lay of the land.
And I definitely need to get some stream music set up for this, I think. Having some background music going.
Yeah.
In the other Discord I run games in, we've got a Discord bot that plays some from Spotify.
Nice. Yeah, I have some
Uh,
playing in the background as well.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
my own.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, I need to find that. Right.
I think we're just waiting on the dwarf to return, and then we'll
Yes.
continue.
Dwarf needs his refreshments. Mm,
We wouldn't want our dwarf going hungry.
no, cannot afford that.
Yeah. You always need extra snacks and extra drinks when you're playing D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
All right. All right. So, someone was lighting a torch. Is that accurate?
Ah, yes. I don't think I'd use it like that. Right?
So
I
I
just
can get that.
click it anywhere.
Set up. Are you? Are you doing that?
I've got like some
Or-
big like AOE
Look at the
thingy,
torches.
which
Well,
says like 40 miles.
you've got dark vision. So
Vels doesn't.
Vels doesn't.
Yeah,
So would
Bells is not.
Vels hold the torch or no?
I have torches.
I found my torches under consumables.
Yeah. You all have
Oh.
the 10 torches that come with the standard
Mhm.
adventuring kit. Explorer's pack. Yeah, I don't think it matters like what you take.
Oh,
If it's
there we
a
go.
priest pack or
There's-
a
Like,
Mhm.
adventuring pack, dungeoneer's pack, I think they all come with torches. So I'll get that set up for you.
Here's why I couldn't see it. Okay.
And a bit. All right, I'm gonna move you guys to another map.
Ooh.
Hmm?
You guys are in the mouth of a cave.
Ooh.
Mm.
It's fairly quiet. There are some obvious paths. A lot of different footprints coming in and out. Seems to match what you see outside. But as you get further into this cave, the dirt and the dust kind of fade. Well, the dust is still there, I suppose. You always got dust coming from wind and whatnot, blowing stuff in, but it's definitely heavier out here in the opening. Let me unpause you, and you guys are free to move and explore. I would suggest you move no more than your regular moving speed, but since we've got a little bit of dynamic lighting, you can only see a certain way. So if you want to be careful and cautious, maybe 10 feet at a time. But entirely up to you.
Should definitely stick together, but who's going to go in first?
Definitely one of the people that can see better.
So make the first move.
With your dark vision, you can see that the cave opens up a little bit. It seems to turn to the right. You've got a large empty room.
Ah,
I forgot to pull up my. Uh, so yeah, this cave mouth, this opening room, about 40-ish feet. Number of footprints. The entrance that you guys just walked through is letting in some natural light, but past that, it's pretty pitch dark, or pitch black. But you've got a torch. You guys have dark vision, so yeah, you're able to see a little bit. But this entrance, the footprints you're seeing are definitely on the smaller side. There is a larger print. It seems singular, maybe. But for the most part, you're definitely seeing a lot of footprints, smaller side. So could definitely be the goblins.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Although we should probably move cautiously as we go along.
Yeah, there's I think that larger footprint might cause you a little bit of
Does it appear like a clawed
concern.
footprint?
Yeah.
And does it kind of match the size of the claw marks that we saw on the trees?
Yeah, I think you could make that connection.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, Calgrim, as you move forward, you are catching a little bit of glow coming from in front of you. Seems to just be kind of bouncing off the walls. I mean, you're noticing it a lot here because Vels has a torch lit, so you're seeing like similar bouncing of light. But there's definitely something coming down the hall. Right here in front of you is a bit of a fork. So it's about 45 feet as you get in here. But yeah, there is some bright light coming from that top path. But you're not hearing any sounds. It's pretty quiet in here altogether.
I see some light. Curious. Why?
For those who have moved up, looking down that fork, the bottom path seems to go south and then turns. But
Does it still
Calgrim,
say
as you
kind of flat?
not perfectly flat, but flat, yeah.
Okay.
But Calgrim, you look across and you can kind of see the source. I would think you being a dwarf, you probably have a little bit of history with this. Roll a history check with advantage.
Yep. History check.
All right. Well, you see something up ahead. The light seems to be coming from it, but you're not seeing any source of fire or anything that would, like, you don't see like another torch. It seems to be emanating from this creature. Creature's about a little less than your height, but 4 feet, almost like a really large bug.
Oh. It's some light from down this way. Looks like some creature. I can't quite make it out. It's suspicious.
As you say that, it does seem to notice you. Turns to face you and kind of comes out a little bit.
Oh.
And just looks.
Eyes up. I think it knows we're here.
I'll move forward to get a closer look. And can I see kind of what sort of creature it is? Or what type, at least?
It comes across as like just a really large insect of some kind, almost like beetle-esque. But light is coming from it. It's kind of got like a reddish color, almost like a lightning bug kind of thing, kind of effect.
Has it been 10 minutes since I climbed up the rope?
Say 5 minutes.
Yeah, a little bit closer. Like moving kind of slowly and keeping myself sort of small. I'm also having trouble moving the map for some reason. Like,
Right click. You can also zoom out
oh, there we
with
go.
the
Got
mouse
it.
wheel.
Yep.
So yeah, it's definitely noticed you. It's looking directly at you. What would you like to do?
I was going to kind of sort of whisper loudly to it. Be like, hi, what are you doing here? So, my name's Wisp, and
Yeah, it
we're
doesn't
looking for
respond. It
somebody.
just looks. Yeah.
Can I move? I'll move just a little bit closer.
Yeah. You advance on it, and it kind of moves. Still, like it's turned its side to you. So you can still see the glowing, but it just seems like it's moving away from you.
I'm very curious by this creature, and it obviously hasn't tried to attack us yet, so.
Do you want to roll a nature? See if you know what
Yeah.
it is.
Ooh, I like this idea. Go.
Your backstory. You said you really weren't from here.
Not from this area. I'm from a different forest.
Continent or off continent?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's say on the continent.
Okay. Another forest. Other side of the mountains, like northeastern area.
Yes.
Like okay. Northeastern has a heavier population of dwarven mines. So I mean you're more of a nature type, but you've probably gone up to get a closer look once or twice. You've seen these there. They're known as fire beetles.
Ooh.
They're natural, but they they seem to be natural to caves, and dwarves use them in mines for light, to get some better light. So anytime there's a dwarven mine, they usually have a handful just moving around, but they're docile. They eat scraps of like whatever, and they pretty much leave you alone. But it not responding, you get a sense that it's very very dumb. It's doesn't have a high
That's
intelligence.
probably harmless. Okay, well, I can't speak to this thing because it's a bug. But it's probably not going to hurt us. These things are often in mines.
But as you did move closer, you do see just like right around the corner on the other side of it, an old miner's pick, just kind of like leaning up against the wall. So you do get a sense of maybe this was a mine, or was it going to be a mine, or yeah, and you can definitely tell there's some markings of people picking away at the walls.
Interesting. Hey, Calgrim, there's a pickup there.
Oh, a pick.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Like, how is it? Just like around the corner here?
It's like right behind this dude.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm gonna take a look.
Okay.
Well, I might be cautious of this bug.
Yeah, as you move closer,
Yeah.
it kind of falls back. Again, it's not moving very fast, but it just seems to not want to be like right up on you. So getting up closer to the miner's pick, yeah, it definitely looks dwarven of size, stature, covered in dust. It's been there for years.
Ah,
It
a
definitely
dwarven
seems
pick.
used as well.
Is there like any signs of rust or um, like stuff picked off the pickaxe? Like any chippings or?
Go ahead and roll perception.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because man, you guys are rolling really low today. Uh, you do notice that. Well, are you interacting with it all, or just looking at it? This would be the other
I go
question.
and pick it up and just like put it in my hands. Have a look.
The pickaxe head falls off as you pick up the hilt. So yeah,
Oh.
it just falls right off, and as it does, it shatters, which seems abnormal. But yeah, it's almost as if like it's been like the pieces that shattered. You know, I mean, it shattered into like 1,000 pieces of dust, basically.
Oh.
Now this could be like uh millennia's old, but that doesn't seem right. It seems like the wood seems, you know, relatively new, like within the last like 50 or so years. Uh, but yeah, something must have eaten away at that metal to cause it to do that.
Well, that's weird.
That's strange, yeah.
Have you ever seen that happen before? I haven't.
Nope.
Never.
That's very strange.
A dwarven pick should never break like that so quickly. Must be some foul magic or creature of something that could have made it disintegrate like that.
Some sort of metal termite, perhaps?
Quite possibly.
Fascinating.
We're gonna dive into some backstories here real quick. So Calgrim, you were a hunter gatherer. So you didn't do the normal dwarven stuff. You didn't go into mining. Did your parents?
Initially,
Like, did your family?
initially it was, but then like went out afterwards. So he's done a little bit of like of dwarven kind of stuff, like forging weapons and tools and stuff, but wasn't there for too long. Kind of just got the skills, and then kind of moved, left
Your
the
family?
place.
Did your family, like, were your family stone workers or miners or?
Yeah, they were like smithies.
Okay, I would think that maybe you heard of stories of this happening before, but sometimes in mines, you never heard firsthand experience. I guess it was always like stories that you heard, but there's things in the Underdark or in faraway dungeons or mines in other lands. things called rust monsters, is what you've heard. But they are small insects that uh, metal termites, I think was the term that was just used before. Kind of like that. They eat away at metal. They kind of absorb it and makes their armor, natural
Okay.
armor. But that would be the only thing. I think that would throw some concern to you if, perchance, that's what this is. If there is something in here like that, only because you are holding Warhammer, hand axe. You've got some metal armor. No, you've got leather armor. I'm sorry. Um, you've got some metal on your shield. Running into something like that, not being able to take care of it right away, could cause quite a bit of damage to your stuff.
I recollect a memory. Back when I was at my hometown, there was rumors of these things in the dark. The dwarves spoke of something they called rust monsters, and they would make it so metal weapons and tools would just disintegrate like unnaturally. But I didn't believe it because they were just rumors, and like, you know, I always thought of it was just an excuse for the dwarves to, you know, you know, not be good at what they did and all that. They were clumsy or something. But with this here, although it could have been from age or whatnot, it's stirring trouble in me. I suppose we should just be cautious, because if there's something like that here, it could put serious damage to us.
That is very helpful information, and I will keep my eyes out for anything that looks like it's about to eat one of your weapons or something.
Hmm.
Um,
Were there any? Was there any idea of what these monsters might have looked like, or were they just rumors?
They were just rumors from what I heard. I didn't really quite tell what they look like. Yeah, they're just things that people told of as like stories to dwarfs when they went mining. Maybe as a way to make them afraid or be cautious or something, but I kind of didn't believe it, so I kind of turned off those conversations and just focused on my work. So, yeah. Anyways, that's something to keep in mind, but I suppose we should probably tread lightly.
Keep an eye out. That sounds like an excellent plan. Let's head further into the cave and see what we can find. I'm still just kind of entranced by the bug. Very
yeah.
bright and shiny.
It's kind of in a position where it doesn't really want to move further away from you, so it's just kind of like, not necessarily cowering, but just like avoiding being touched by you and like moving closer against the wall. But while you're looking at the bug, you're observing this. Wisp, you're gonna sense two things. One, you're gonna feel in your feet, just like a little tremble. It's like the ground moving, like a small, very, very small earthquake. But you're also gonna hear the sound of rocks falling. It's kind of like echoes. It's very faint. You look around. It doesn't seem like either of the other two notice. But yeah, you hear further into the cave the sound of rocks falling. Seems pretty far away.
Before we move forward, just to let you know, there is something up ahead. Enough to make the ground move ever so slightly, and I can hear rocks falling, but I don't know how far it is away.
We'll have to be careful not to get trapped then. There's cave-ins.
Oh, that's fair. I forgot about that. I don't spend a lot of time in caves. It's not my favorite thing. And yet here we are. I had a smile at the bug as I move forward.
It does not fall back.
It's okay. You can't win them all.
Reach
As I
up
pass, I'm
to
gonna.
this. It starts to open up into seems like another hallway. Maybe this is merging with the path from up north. Vels, you were saying?
As I pass it, I'm gonna like wave my hand to cast prestidigitation and just make like a sweet scent that hopefully it'll like in front of it. It'll hopefully ignore me a little bit.
Okay.
As I walk past, I look at it in curiosity.
I think it likes you, Calgrim.
Hmm.
You
I
could
doubt
definitely
it.
see it's like almost like sniffing the air, like its head is going up. Something as you guys pass. Wisp, yeah, as you turn the corner, or you pass this wall, yeah, you could definitely sense that this connects with the path up north. But it's leading into a larger chamber to the south. Again, you're not hearing any noise. Fairly quiet in here. You haven't heard those rocks falling.
Yeah, we should probably be careful as we move forward. It looks like we're coming to a larger room. I'm going to start moving kind of stealthily
Yep.
towards the entrance.
All right, you see the signs of some bodies on the ground. There's splatters of blood.
Ew.
Oh no.
First eagle eggs and now this.
Everybody, as you enter into this central chamber, please roll me perception checks.
Ooh.
So you have Vels as you step forward. Can't tell if you can see what.
Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, if you don't see, but Wisp, yeah, there's two bodies there on the ground. Behind it looks like there's like a wooden structure. Well, Calgrim, you would notice the same things.
Mhm.
There's something though that you notice that's on the ground right here.
What's that? See something. As I approach, I slowly ready my weapon as I see the bodies.
Yeah. Looks like a torch.
Hmm.
Torch that has it, it doesn't look. I mean, it's burnt out, but it doesn't look like it was fully used. It looks like it's been snuffed out, but you're not noticing any markings on the ground like it had been stuffed out on the ground or the walls. Must have been snuffed out on something else. But yeah, it only looks like it's been maybe like third used, halfway used.
Hmm.
So it definitely could be relit. Which again, if it was a torch laying on the ground, you know, would think that laying on the ground because it had been used up. But as you guys get closer, this body right here is a darker color, almost like a dark brown or a black, but it's a bit on the scaly side. Body down here, you are seeing some clothing.
Do we see any
You're
other
seeing-
any scratch marks in the area?
There are obvious signs of some kind of commotion that happened here.
Okay.
Scratch marks, yeah, I would say so. Not as deep as were in the trees, but you can see them on the walls. You can see some on the ground as well. Puddles of blood kind of throughout this area. Calgrim, you can see that it does look like there's another cave opening. Wrong tool. Up in this region, and you're seeing signs of that blood moving forward there, like something walked up there that was just dripping. As you get closer to what's on the right side, over here, there's definitely we'll ignore the blue right now, but there's definitely a larger. It seems like there's a gap. You could see wood over here, and then a lot of nothing in between. So maybe it was a bridge at one time that fell.
It's definitely signs of something that has happened here. There's what looks to be. There's some wood over here. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, as you get closer to this body, Calgrim, this is definitely a goblin. Seems to match the description of the older son. But you are getting signs of breathing. Just be unconscious. But as you get closer, yeah, it looks like there was a bridge that went out. You look down and there's a big pool of water down there. Those who are looking at the body above, definitely comes off as a kobold. This one has pretty large wound in its eye, almost like its eye was gouged out of the socket. It's pretty gruesome. Definitely dead from what you could tell. There is a quiver on the ground, kind of in between. Arrows are kind of scattered about. Most of them are broken as if they've been stepped on or snapped, or also a bow. The string has been busted. But you're seeing a combination of footprints on the ground. I think everyone would notice that. But Calgrim, just kind of scanning the area, you're aware of that path going up to the north. It looks like the larger footprints went in that direction. Either it was dragging something or holding something, was bleeding, or it was bleeding. So there definitely was some kind of altercation here. But Calgrim, that bridge, it's obvious that it's a rope bridge, like wood plats across it, and it's very obvious that the bridge was cut from the other side.
This is troubling indeed. This goblin on the floor, I believe it's one of them. He's unconscious, but he's, alive.
What color clothes is it wearing?
Yeah.
I can't remember what the older one was, but it was the older one.
Oh, the orange shirt.
Orange.
Yes, orange. Okay, I couldn't remember
Ah.
which one I gave it. Yes, orange,
Have notes.
orange shirt. It looks pretty badly beaten. It is unconscious. It seems to still be breathing. Like there's noticeable breaths coming out, but it is very heavy. It'd be a easy, fair assessment to say this goblin is dying.
I'm gonna reach out my hand and cast healing elixir and just create a vial in my hand. I'm gonna like reach over and carefully try to like slowly dip in his mouth and apply it properly and try to heal him up a little bit so he's not on the verge of death as he appears to be.
This had to be recent if he's still alive.
It must have been, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's something else too. There's this bridge, what appears. It's been cut off, but not from our end, it seems. In terms of who cut it, it could have been the other goblin, but we don't know.
Sure, if we have a way of telling when it was cut without
No.
dragging the ladder up, without dragging the whole thing up and examining it, but that's going to take a long time.
So it's about 30 feet down. It's definitely manageable to climb down. It's not like a sheer cliff. It's hard to tell how deep the water is from up here, though. But yeah, as far as pulling that up, it would take some time. It'd probably make some noise as well. And because that rope's been underwater, that might affect your ability to tell time.
Right, well, we have two choices. We can either try and cross this, or we can go up and see where the creature might have gone. But let's make sure that our little friend here is at least stable before we move on.
All right, so let me read this again.
He
Action: a creature can drink the elixir or administer it to another creature. Regular healing potion. You administer it. You see the breaths are no longer as violent. They're kind of calming down. Eyes are still closed, still badly hurt, but a positive effect. I think you'd be able to tell.
Well, I guess we have to decide if we're going to leave him here or if we want to carry him with us.
it would probably be unwise to carry him with us, but might also be unwise to leave one behind safe.
Wonder if we can put him in a slightly less conspicuous spot, like maybe around this corner here, down below,
Maybe.
kind of out of line of sight at least.
We could try that.
Yeah, that'd be best until we know exactly what we're dealing with here. Still should make sure we're at least close by. So, move.
So I think we're going to drag him.
We'll
Where do
carefully move him because
Well,
he's still.
we will carry him.
I'm not gonna just drag
Grab
him
an
across
arm
the
and
way. Get over here.
And where
dust
would
is
you like to put
collecting in
him?
his shoes. Do you think right back here?
Yeah, it's that area.
Okay.
Let's
Very
also not be gone for too long, because we don't know what else is in this cave.
Check here, so I'll have to move him over.
Wisp, as you watch that, you once again feel a little bit of trembling from the ground below you.
There's the rumblies again.
And you hear almost like a huff sound. seems to be coming from the north.
There's something up north, something alive. Sounded like possibly a small voice.
Voice. That could be at the other sun.
Could be.
Perhaps.
Or
Well,
it could be something
You
else.
got the sense it was a deeper voice.
Oh, a deeper kind of voice?
So I have a sore throat. I can't
Oh,
make that
okay.
sound. I guess I just found
That's
that out.
fair.
Can't make that sound. But yeah, it was just a huff, but it was a deeper huff. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it wasn't a child, but there's definitely something up there and it's breathing. I don't know if it was... There was some sort of sigh. I couldn't really tell if it was frustration or fatigue or pain. Might have been pain. There's blood going that way.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Also, I don't know if the youngest son would have been able to cut this bridge. Maybe, but I don't know. What do you think? Should we head north?
Yeah. Head up and then see what's up there.
Yes.
Why don't we leave the bag that we found with the older brother, just so that way he has
Hmm.
something when he wakes up? If we're not
It's
here.
true. I go over and dump and lay it by him.
And I'll leave like a ration by him.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep, and then we start heading up.
All right, now you're aware that there was sound coming from up north. You don't know what it is. It could be the larger creature. It could be something else. You're just walking up, or how do you want to approach this?
I'm stealthing up.
Okay.
That torch might be a problem because it's going to let it know that we're coming. But also you can't see. So, well, maybe if you want to hang back just a little bit and we can take a quick look forward.
Yeah, I'll watch her back here, and then that way we can make sure that nothing gets through to.
All right. So the two that are moving forward, either of you proficient in stealth?
No.
I don't think so.
You'd have a check mark.
No.
All right. We'll do a group check then. both of you roll stealth.
Come on.
Opposite sides of the spectrum. Okay.
Wow.
All right, sounds good. So yeah, you guys start moving up to the north. So Wisp looks like the cave kind of starts to curve around the side. You're not seeing much over here.
Welcome. I'm being sneaky.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause the game just real quick. I just want to verify. You're seeing a lot of loose rock on loose rock on the ground. Not necessarily like pebble size, like larger things. There's definitely some pebbles, but they seem like maybe larger rocks had been thrown on the ground or thrown. But yeah, they kind of like shattered. Which kind of lines up with what you heard, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so the creature definitely came this way, and I...
And actually, before since Calgrim's closest, before Calgrim went out of sight, I would remember. Oh, maybe it would be beneficial to have some form of communication. So I will use my telepathic speech ability to create a link with Calgrim. So, if need be, Calgrim can now communicate with me that, like, oh, something bad's happening.
Okay.
Or
Sounds
the
good.
next.
Looks like it's only 30 feet, so you're gonna have to stay sort of close.
Well, I can see within 30 feet to cast it, and then up to.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think it's.
Oh, I see.
What,
number of
5
miles.
miles?
Mhm.
Yeah.
To
Okay.
that's
Cool.
5 miles. No,
I'll
3 miles.
allow it. I'll say that you did that as you were moving up.
Just going out of sight. Like, oh, that would be beneficial.
All right. So yeah, you're seeing a number of rocks that are underground, various sizes, mostly bigger, but just the markings on the wall and how they're kind of scattered around. It does seem like maybe they've been thrown. But it does. This part of the cave does seem to curve a bit, and you are walking on one of the edges. You can't see what's going on the other side, but that does seem to be the direction it's going. And there's really nothing else in this room, in this part of the cave.
Keep moving forward.
All right. So,
Oh dear.
as you turn the corner, this large creature seemed to be waiting for you, ready to strike. It has a rock in its hand and it throws it, and it will hit you for 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And we
Lot.
are going to roll for initiative.
Initiative. Do. Forget where that is.
If you click your token, it's under utility. If it's in your character sheet, it's underneath proficiency on the top right-hand side.
There it is. Okay. Ooh.
Just in case I need that. Ooh.
I would think
Just in case.
that Calgrim, you would have seen that rock being thrown, colliding with Wisp. So you would have the ability to at least speak. You would have a free action that you could use before we fully get started. So if you wanted to communicate now, that would be.
I'll alert Vels that there's something here. It's like, quick, we've been ambushed.
All right, so upon let's action. I don't know, can I do I get an action to move because of that, or he's technically
No.
lower than me, so I'd have to wait. Okay.
No, so it's basically a surprise round.
All right.
The stealth, the
I got
group
a little
stealth check didn't.
surprised.
Yeah, the group stealth
Yeah.
check didn't work. It was able to hear it, so it was prepared. It struck. It readied an action. It struck. So we are now at the top of the order. So you have the ability to move. With your action, you can dash if you want to hurry up and get up as far up there as you can.
It's
Yeah,
still
that
dark, so I'm not gonna dash just because that seems like I might crash into something. So I'm only gonna use
well,
my
you're not. Yeah, you're not running blindly. Like the torch is following you as you run.
yeah, but still,
So
it's like I can't see that well. Let's be
Mhm.
careful. Let's approach carefully so I don't trip and hurt myself before I get there.
Okay. So with torch in hand, if you just take your normal movement, what are you preparing for? Are you preparing to do anything?
I'm a
Um,
caster, so I have
mhm.
my other staff out. That's the focus. Um, Most of my stuff's not
Okay.
weapon dependent.
All right. So that would then be your turn. Move on to Wisp. Wisp, you just got smashed in the face with a big
Ow!
rock. It hurt.
Oh, that
Pretty
hurt a lot.
bad.
Ugh. I don't like that.
And
So I'm going...
yeah, right in front of you is, I think you would recognize it just by stories, by maybe secondhand knowledge, maybe firsthand knowledge. You know, you were in the other mountains, in the other woods, so maybe this is something you have seen before, but it is a troll.
Ew. This is gross. It smells funny. So
Yeah.
I am going to... Let's see.
Got big old claws.
Mm-hmm. Well... All right, how do I want to do this? I am going to... I guess while I can still see it, cast... I'll look this up later. I'm going to cast Frostbite on it.
Okay.
Not used to being a caster, so... Do.
The Constitution saving
Okay.
throw. So let me go to make that saving throw. Damn good roll. It's gonna make that save.
Ow. It takes... Okay, and I failed save. It takes 1d6. Oh, no, it's a failed save. Never mind. You're right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, usually there's like half damage, but not in this case.
Not in this case.
So
right.
yeah,
Well,
you as you're pushing some dust and stuff out of your face, you try to cast this and you just miss aim, and it strikes the wall.
Well, that really hurts. So I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna hide back here just a little ways.
Okay, sounds good.
And I don't really have any bonus actions, so that's gonna end my turn.
All right, Calgrim.
Get my Warhammer and go for the attack. That here. Oh, I accidentally clicked it twice. I'll just do it once.
You would have to move closer than 5 feet.
Okay.
You'd have to get like right up on it. Let me see. Does Warhammer of Reach? I don't think it does. You'd have to get within. You'd have to get like right here.
Right there.
But yeah, but you have enough movement to get there.
Okay. And
21 will connect.
Ooh.
I go for the attack.
So go ahead and roll your damage. 7 bludgeoning. Okay, very good. And yeah, you just crash into it, into its chest, and kind of stumbles a bit to kind of catch its feet. But that definitely angered this guy. Anything else you'd like to do? That was your movement, your action. You've got a free action, so you could yell something out or say something to it, or I don't imagine you have any bonus actions, but I don't remember.
Nah, I'll be good. Yeah, I'll be all good.
Okay, sounds good. This thing is going to attack you. It is going to swing at you with its claw. But it does not connect. So like as you're swinging with the Warhammer, you connect with it, stumbles backwards, and it tries to flail at you with its claw. But it just misses, just gets out of reach. It collects its footing, and it leans in and goes to bite at you. And it will hit. For 6 piercing damage. It just grabs a hold of your shoulder. And almost as if it's like trying to tear your leather armor off. But that is its turn. top of the order, fells. I think you would just
Alright.
barely make out that Wisp has moved out of the
Moved
way. She
back.
looks a bit frazzled.
Little blood kind of coming off of the shoulder where I got cut by the rock.
Me. I'm back. 10. See, I'll move a little bit faster. So I'll use my action to dash, but I won't like use the full dash. Use only half of it.
Okay.
Just to space. Oh, there's the guy. So just getting up there, I can see him. I don't think I have any bonus action. That's all action. No, I don't have any bonus actions. I don't.
Okay. Wisp,
Yeah.
you've regained your composure. What would you like to do?
Well, I've always wanted to try this, so I am going to use my wild shape and turn myself into a panther.
Oh God, we forgot to talk about this.
Yep.
Give me a second. I have to import it.
I have the handbook in front of me too, so I can try and keep track that way too.
Panther, and I'll go ahead and give you character sheet, and then put that character sheet into a place.
There it is. Ooh,
Yeah, I'll keep it in there.
handy. Okay.
All right. So for the time being, I'll just remove you, but you've
Okay.
got access to the Panther, and you can move around, do whatever you'd like.
Okay.
Is that
I'm
an
going
action
to-
or a bonus action to become?
That is
a
an
Panther?
action.
Okay.
Yep. And so now that I am Super Kitty, I am going to go 30 feet, which I believe is my. Oh, I can go 50 feet. Anyway, let's see how close. Yeah, we're getting up next to this guy.
Okay.
And well, actually, So I have the pounce ability, but I have to be able to get him. I have to be able to go 20 feet. So yeah, it's just Calgrim there. So I should be able to pounce at him and do a claw attack. So he has to succeed on a DC 12 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
So this is where it gets kind of tricky, right? Because
Yeah.
you used your action to become.
Oh, you're right. I can't
a
attack.
Panther.
Okay.
So
Yep.
I wouldn't think you could.
I'm gonna move back here and was Calgrim injured?
Yeah, I got a bite on the shoulder.
Oh, right. Then
I'll be fine.
Well, as my bonus action, I am going to use Balm of the Summer Court and roll a d6 and give you some hit points back. So you regain 5 hit points.
Thank you.
And that will end my turn.
All right, very good. Calgrim. This dude is beastly, and he wants to eat you. What would you like to do?
I'm just curious, how tall is the cave?
Here it's about 15 feet. In the center, it's kind of rounded.
Okay.
And he's crouched a little bit.
Okay. I was thinking of rolling Giant's Might.
So if you are smaller, you become large. I would say, yeah, you'd be a similar size. And that's a bonus action. So, yeah, if you want to.
Yeah, I'll roll that.
Ooh.
And then I'll go and go for another swing at the troll with my hammer.
Okay. And with the Giant's Might, each of your turns, one of your attacks with a weapon, an unarmed strike can deal an extra. So, oh, it lasts a minute. Okay, yeah, okay, we should be good. All right, so go ahead and that will hit.
Nice.
It will hit. Go ahead and roll your damage, and you get an extra d6. And roll that d6 manually.
Oh, yeah.
All right, very good. You're starting to see some wear on this guy. Your hits are very effective. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'll end my turn.
Okay. Well, now that you are larger, he is gonna stand up a little straighter. He just yells out a growl as he goes for another claw. Will connect. 8 slashing damage as he just slashes you across the face.
Ah,
Got like little cuts that have opened up. And he goes in for another bite. Will connect for 10. Let me just look at Giant. X your AC. Okay, very good. For 10 piercing, so a total this round of 18 damage.
ooh.
That is its turn. Vels.
All right. I'm gonna cast Manic Orb thing. Sure, that's what I want to do. Yep. Level cast spell. So Sphere of Energy, it's gonna like slide past. Let's see. Oh, I'm trying to get it between Calgrim and the wall, and I'm guessing I hit the
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah. You do have DM Inspiration if you want to re-roll that. You can do that at any time.
True. Now, when else am I going to use DM Inspiration? I'm probably going to regret saying that now. I'll use it.
Might as well.
Might as well.
All right, so roll that attack again. Oh!
Even worse. Never mind.
So no, it doesn't strike the wall. It kind of just fizzles out in your hand.
It just fizzles out. Oops.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got.
Okay. Panther Wisp. What would you like to do?
I am mad at this thing for hitting me with a rock. Is there enough space for me to go around Colgrim?
I would say so if you end your turn. Well, if you like kind of stop there, but yeah, going
But
through
I wouldn't-
friendly space is.
I'm just trying to figure out if I
good to
could
go.
theoretically pounce through that, though.
Yeah, well, sure.
Okay,
I don't see why not.
I'm good at being kitty, so rawr. And so I push at it and attack it with my claws.
Okay.
And I would also like to reroll that.
All right, sounds good.
Attack. Go. That's better.
All right. 15 will connect.
Okay.
And let me read pounds again. Oh, it has to make a strength saving throw or be knocked
Uh,
prone.
DC 12.
It'll fail that save.
Ooh.
So it is now prone on the ground, and you can make a bite attack as a bonus action.
Oh, can I? Ooh.
Addition.
Uh, oh, yeah, I can. Cool.
Oh, there. Yeah, it's right there. Okay. Give me a sec. All right. Has been knocked prone. Go ahead and roll your bite. So it's 15, so 4 slashing.
Nom. Nope.
Go ahead, roll it again.
Oh, okay.
It is knocked prone, which I think it gives you advantage.
Advantage. Okay.
I
well,
could be wrong, but we're gonna go with it. 7's gonna miss though, so
I bite its shoe.
yeah. Grab a hold of some hair, and then it gets caught in your mouth. And anything else?
That'll end my turn.
Okay, Calgrim. There is a black cat next to you, doing damage.
Hmm.
But it has been knocked prone. Let me verify that ruling.
Yeah, an attack
but
roll
I
against
think-
a creature has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet. Otherwise, the attack roll has disadvantage.
Yes, ranged attacks have disadvantage, but okay. You have advantage on this attack. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll give it another swing with my hammer.
17 connects. Slam
Time.
down on this
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Just swing it straight into its head.
Oh yeah. It is in pain. Yelps out. Anything else you'd like to do? Oh, once per turn with your attack, you get an extra d6 with Giant's Might.
Oh, so I can roll a d6.
Yeah, to add to that damage.
Okay.
3, very good. You are definitely bruising it.
Hmm. Okay. I think I'll end my turn there.
Okay. Very good. It is going to stand up. So it is no longer prone. And it is going to turn its claw towards the cat.
Arr.
It will hit. Yes, it will hit.
Meow.
For a total of 12 slashing damage.
Ah,
It
I'm
hits
still a cat.
hard. But it will lean forward as you're pulling your warhammer away. It tries to bite your arm, Kelgrim. And it does. It's gonna grab a hold of your arm with its teeth. 8 piercing damage.
My arm.
And that it's its turn. We'll move back to the top of the order, Vels.
All right.
Yeah, that last spell kind of fizzled for some reason. What are you
All
gonna
right.
do?
In anger, I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers by screaming because that
Ooh.
makes sense. So he needs make a wisdom. I think? Yeah, wisdom saving throw. Oh, there we go. No, that's not. That's
Well, how's your damage? I gotta make
no.
a
That's
save.
saving throw. That's 1d20. That's okay. That's apparently not my DC. There we go. 13. It's a DC
Yeah,
of
the
13.
DC is 13.
That's what I'm looking for.
It's gonna fail that save. Gonna fail
Yeah,
that save.
nice.
So go ahead and roll your damage. Dissonant whispers. Ooh, 15.
Ooh.
Okay. Only one creature. Yeah, so it definitely hears that. You can see it like raise its hand and just kind of try to cover up his ears, but yeah, that definitely hit. Those who are up close, you're starting to see wounds, like the wounds that you've been given it start to open up. Blood is starting to come down, but there's also blood coming down its ears. This guy is hurt. Anything else, Fels?
No, that's gonna be it.
Wisp.
I'm going to reach up as far as I can and bite him again.
All right.
Probably like in his midsection somewhere because it's about as tall as I can get. Bite. Rawr.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get him right in the shin. Hurting. Roll your damage, please. 7. All right. Yeah, you rip off some flesh as you do.
And I spit it out. And I will also use another charge of Balm of the Summer Court to give Colgrim another 3 points of healing.
Ah, many thanks.
Every little bit counts.
Also remember that you guys were given potions of healing when you left Whitmor. So they are in your inventory. You can use an action to get max health back through it. So it's like a 2d4 plus 2. So 10 points. You can use a bonus action and then you would roll. Something to keep in mind.
Okay.
But that brings us to Calgrim.
I might go and swap it with my hand axe and go for a swing.
Hand axe, okay. Are you putting the other weapon away, or are you just putting it in your other hand and pulling out the hand axe?
Putting it away and swap it out with my hand axe.
So crazily enough, as written rules, you would actually have to drop the warhammer to pull out another weapon. You couldn't put it away and bring out another weapon.
Okay.
I believe that's how it's written. But if you
Yeah,
hold it in
dropping
your hand and bring the other thing out, you can use it from.
Okay. I'll go do that. I'll drop my hammer in a bit of rage from biting my arm. I'll drop my hammer and get my axes. And
Oh yeah, all right, that connects. 8 and give me a d6.
here we go.
It is on very wobbly feet. You guys are chopping away at it. Anything else you'd like to do?
I was now end my turn. Yeah.
Okay. It's on very wobbly feet, and it seems super weak, but it is going to take another claw attack at the panther. gonna hit for 11. So that'll take the panther out.
And 10 more. Ouch.
And 10 to you. And I'll bring you over here. But it does not seem to have the energy to bite. Vels.
All right, continuing what I did last time with that scream infecting his mind, I'm gonna try to pull it out, draw it out some more with Mind Sliver. So he needs to make an intelligence save.
It's gonna fail.
So yeah, 1d4, so 4, and then the next save before the end of my next turn will be 1d4 minus. So
I gotcha.
if that happens.
All right. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Wisp. This guy is looking like it's close to death. What would you like to do?
Do. Oh, let's see. Yeah, why not? I'm going to cast Moonbeam right on top of this thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So at the beginning of its turn, it makes a Constitution saving throw.
All right. So it is not doing anything when you cast it.
Right. It's at the beginning of its turn, or when it enters it for the first time.
All right.
And
As much on a successful one. So go ahead and roll damage.
okay.
Okay, very good.
And then as
Anything else?
Bonus action, I'm going to take that healing potion and roll for it. What is the best way to roll for that?
I think you can just there might be
The
go to your inventory.
Here,
If you hover over the icon, it should have a dice attached to it. You should be able to just click it. Think.
Potion of healing. Use. Nice. I'll take it.
All right. Galgrim.
Thing
A
is,
beam
it
of
looks like it's on
moonlight
its
over
last.
top of this thing. Yep, it's on its last legs. What'd you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and finish it off with my axe.
Okay. 15 connects. What are you aiming for?
Just like
Sorry.
body.
Better question is how are you finishing this?
Oh, I'll just slash it at its chest.
Okay. Hand axe beds in. Like he kind of stumbled forward as you swung. Axe goes right in. You could see it like grab, try to pull the axe out, and falls down. You're able to hold on to the axe. Appears to be dead. Now, some information for you guys. We're officially out of combat. However, Calgrim, to the left of where you hit with your axe, you see burn marks. Seem to match size and shape of a torch. And it brings a memory of another story you've heard about trolls. You have to deal fire damage to it, or it will regenerate.
This troll. needs to be burnt, or it will regenerate. And we can't afford that. We'll have to burn it to death.
It's a problem.
I gently wave my hand and cast the prestidigitation. Let's see. I like use that to light his hair on fire or something.
No, that
No?
is a
Okay.
sensory
Thing.
illusion.
So there's
yes, it can light or snuff out a
second
candle.
light or snuff out a candle, torch or small campfire. So that's what I was
It's not
think-
gonna light a person on fire.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
based on Calgrim's tone, you think you would need to do something a bit more powerful.
Need a little bit more
If
than that.
only you
All right.
had something.
If only I had a torch in my hand that I just happen to have in my hand that I'm not using.
The radiant damage won't do it.
And damage will not do it.
Dang it.
Let's see. All right. Well then, in that case, I like. There's not much space right here.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
All right. Where is? I think I saw that torch.
It goes for an
Where-
hour.
Yeah. 1 hour. If you make a melee attack with burning torch and hit, it deals 1 fire damage. Okay. So I think that would that be strength, or I think that's strength to make the attack, right?
Is your intention just to drive the fire?
Sure.
Into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't even worry about it.
Okay. It just does 1 fire damage.
Yeah.
Then.
It might be enough. Might be enough. So
Might be enough.
yeah, you drive the torch in it. It lights up some of its hair. As Jesse in the chat noted. Great. Now it smells like burnt hair. But you have dealt fire damage to it. So for all intents and purposes, it sounds like you have met the quota. We will officially end combat.
I'll just watch my little moonbeam sputter out and just stare at it wistfully.
Quick passive scan around this room. There is a cave-in, it seems. Based on like the cave-in is on the other side of this guy. I'm just gonna move him off camera, but yeah, like over here. Yeah, it looks like a cave-in, maybe connected with another hall, but it is definitely closed. And it would make sense based on what you saw as you guys were entering into this hallway. Maybe he was trying to dig through it.
Well, fairly certain from that if this kid's still alive, he probably made it across the bridge.
Probably.
I'm gonna start rushing back towards this lower area, also to check on the older brother.
Okay. Sounds good.
I go and retrieve my warhammer that I dropped, and look at the troll in anger.
Check
All
on
right.
the kid. All right.
Yeah, give me a second. No, hold on. Sorry, I wasn't ready. He is up and kind of in a seating position, like just holding his head. As you turn the corner, you see him, and he hears the movement, and he looks, and he starts cowering. No more.
Don't worry. It's all right. We're here to help you.
Your parents sent us to find you. Do you have any idea where your brother went?
He went across the bridge That troll. Oh god, that troll. He hit so hard.
He does. I agree. But you don't have to worry about him anymore. We took care of him. And my head still hurts. Ugh. Okay. Do you think we should bring him with us, or maybe he can just stay here and hide?
There were kobolds. They have him. They have my brother, I think. He went with them.
All right, well, we're going to get him back, okay?
Okay.
Just stay here, stay quiet, and we'll be back for you in a little bit.
How are we going to get across?
Again, it's about 30 feet down. You don't know how deep it is. Wouldn't be too difficult to climb down. It's not a sheer cliff.
I'm going to tie a rope to what's left right there and start climbing down.
Okay. All right. So as you get further down, you're not seeing the bottom of the water. Really, all you can see, it's just dark. Like it's thick and opaque. You see the boards that had fallen from the bridge that are just kind of floating on top. But as you reach the water, you kind of step in to try and find footing, and yeah, it's only a few inches deep.
There's just a little water down here. It's fine. I'm going to start wandering to the other side. And Colgrim is still very big.
He is.
Yes, it's very hard to make my way through.
Can you let me read this again. Is that something you can just get rid of at will?
I think it lasts for a minute, didn't it? Or...
Yeah. Usually it says you can just like turn it off, but it doesn't seem so. It seems like you're just going to be this big for the remainder of the time.
It's going to take us a minute to get across this.
Yep.
So
Yeah. So, well, while you were going to go down, yes, assume I'm going to manifest wings on my body and just fly across.
You are level
my-
3.
Oh, can I not
And
do
jump
that?
light is level 5.
Never mind. It appeared. I would expected it to appear later. Never mind then.
you dream of the day when you'll have wings.
I know. There's my issue. I'm not wearing my glasses.
Bells, get down here.
All right. I climbed down.
Bells outstretches his arms as if he's going to glide down. and just
Glide. And
drops
nothing.
straight into the water 30 feet.
Splat.
There's a rope.
And it wasn't very
okay.
deep water, right?
No,
No,
a couple
no,
inches.
it's just a few inches, yeah.
Okay.
And Calgrim, you're climbing down as well?
Yeah.
All right. So just before you hit the water, you get small.
Oh.
You got a little bit more to climb.
A much smaller splash than you were anticipating.
Yeah. You guys get to the other side. There is a rope already there for you attached to the bridge that you can climb up.
Yay.
And I'll say you grab hold of some of the wood as well. So it's a fairly easy climb. All right, so we're in another
take a
chamber
minute,
now.
Oh dear. Okay. Are there any like tracks or footprints heading in a particular direction?
Every which way.
Okay. Are there any blood trails by any chance?
No.
Hmm.
Blood seemed to have stopped on the other side.
Okay. So we got a couple options, it looks like. I can see a couple paths, one heading down, and two more kind of up and to the right of us.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And as I'm wandering around, I can spot something off in the distance. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to, but I can.
Oh yeah. Well, you've
I'm
already
going to
seen it.
listen real
You
carefully and
can.
see if I hear anything.
There's a glow of fire over there,
Hey, there's fire up
and
ahead.
you are seeing some shapes, some small shapes standing.
Shapes bouncing around over there.
Okay, well, I'm not going to get caught unawares again, so I'm going to go ahead and use my second wild shape to turn into a panther once more. Before that, I'm going to say well, actually, okay, before that, do you think that we should just head in, or do you think that we should try and sneak in there?
You should be
Hmm.
careful to not make noise. Um,
So, real quick, the size and shape of this figure seems to be on the smaller side. Shape resembles the kobold that you saw out front dead. You did know that kobolds were in here.
oh,
We talked
true.
a little bit about lore before of kobolds in general.
Okay, so we're going to try and sneak up on him.
Aye.
Okay, now I'm going to turn
Probably.
into a kitty because I have a +6 in stealth.
Okay. Yep. Let me bring that back out for you.
Yay, kitty.
And then if you're planning on stealthing in there, go ahead and roll stealth with your +6.
Oh. Okay, as I move in there, I'm just going to like brush up against Calgrim just because I'm cute and furry. All right, stealth check, go.
I'm sorry, is everyone going in there or just the panther?
I think is everyone going in there? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that was the plan. Was everyone was going in there?
I'll go
Hmm.
first.
Yeah, lead the way, and then
All right. Panther, okay,
That's
very
more like
good.
it.
All right, so Panther, as you stealth forward, go ahead and roll perception. Okay. Calgrim, roll perception, please.
Mhm.
Start to move forward. Wow.
You
What
have
is
advantage
with
if
you
it's smell.
guys' rolls, right?
You have advantage
is
if it's smell related.
This has been like 75% of the game so far. Is these low
Yeah, does this
rolls.
perception
Yeah.
check happen to rely on smell?
No. All right. So, Kat, as you step forward, I'm gonna pause you real quick. You're gonna move back here, right about there. Your nose is up in the air. You're getting a whiff of fire, campfire maybe, some meat cooking potentially, and it just catches your nose. And as you take a step forward, you don't happen to notice that you snag on a bit of a tripwire. It's connected to bones and rocks. The rocks kind of pull from the wall and scatter, just clang, 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 all over the ground, right in front of you.
I look back at the others with kind of this sheepish look and like a little kind of shrug as much as I can as a cat.
And then you hear voices. Just a lot of hushed voices. You're gonna see a little head pop up right here. Maybe not. Hold on, let me try again. You see it now? No.
Nope.
Oh, Panther, do you not have dark vision?
I
Doesn't
don't.
have dark
Oh, that's
vision.
right. I don't think I do. Which
Oh,
is
you don't see
dumb.
anything. Calgrim, you see a little head pop over.
Hmm.
And then you hear a very angry voice. It's a panther. And a lot of voices, a lot of scrambling is heard. So they're where you're coming.
Oh,
So what would you like to do based on that knowledge? Calgrim, you can talk. Panther cannot.
I'm just going to use my paw to like motion you to go first, so that way it's not like the creature with claws and fangs coming at them.
All right, I'll go
right.
first.
Just in case they don't want to kill us right away.
yeah.
Okay, so
I'll follow
you're
Calgrim.
just moving
just-
forward, not saying anything.
Uh,
Well, we were more being signaled to move forward.
Okay.
hmm.
All right. So you get
Because
there. What do you do?
I can't talk to you, so the rest is up to you.
All right.
All right.
Maybe we can try the ration with them at least.
So hold on. Let's pause. Okay, Calgrim, you moved up to that corner. You look around. You're gonna see a kobold with a sling. Rock notched into it, pulled back. It's ready to fire. You see another one move forward. This guy is holding a spear and a shield. You feel like if you fully move around that corner, you're gonna get fired on.
What was that? Sorry, I think you cut out after moved around the corner.
That's unfortunate. Okay. You feel like if you move around that corner, if you move forward, you're gonna get shot at, and you're gonna get
Right.
targeted by that spear. And it sounds like there was quite a few voices. You don't know how many there are. You only see these two, but it could get serious pretty quick. So what would you like to do?
I'll probably might just like signal back to the others that there's like things around the corner with weapons. Kind of just tell them to get onto the wall basically, and like be cautious, kind of thing.
Nod, because that's all I can do.
Okay. All right, I'll press up against the wall, and then see. We were hearing them talking, right? So we can presume they are actually kobolds and not some other unknown.
We probably did kobold.
Well,
We
we
can
know
make an
there's
educated guess.
kobolds. It's like we can presumably reason that there's kobolds.
Yeah. I think.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't said out loud in character, but I imagine that information would have been passed by Wisp initially.
Actually, I don't even know if I would have been able to tell if they were kobolds in this form.
No, it was prior to.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what would we like to do,
I will
Calgrim?
press against the wall and just say, we don't mean you any harm. We're just looking for Goblin Child. His parents are very worried about him, so we'd like to find him.
Here's some hushed talking.
As troll. Not safe.
Troll been dealt with.
Dead.
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 Rawr. Oh.
With fire.
With fire. I press my torch into his corpse.
You see this one move forward. It's a better look.
What panther do?
I
What?
wave. I try to smile, but it's like all fangs.
Why your panther do that? Looks weird.
Man, I wish I
It's
could
a
do
very
voices. My
well-behaved
voice is
panther.
like cracking.
It's a very well-behaved panther.
You see another move up.
Who sent you?
Parents of goblin children. I don't think we ever got any names.
No, we didn't.
Oops.
Those are intention by
Who needs
design.
names?
Or actually,
I mean,
Goblin
if you guys would have asked for names, I would have had
young
to scramble
adults.
to figure them out.
He's safe. Brother dying.
I heal the brother. He's shaky, but he's awake and he'll survive.
Okay, I'm gonna look at some character sheets for a second.
Uh-oh.
Bells. That is very good. That is decent. Not even gonna bother the panther. All right. So you see this this guy here. He lowers his weapon. And he turns back behind him.
They kill troll. They're here for boy.
And you hear some more hush talking, and he kind of moves to the side and motions you forward.
Is he motioning me like past him or just to follow?
Yes, past him.
Would take a step forward. Not too close.
As I go past,
Another
I
step.
bow my head.
He's gonna see that, but he's gonna see the panther motioning forward.
Panther, stay.
I just sit down on my haunches and just kind of like give it this really like pathetic look. Like, oh, come on.
So Vels, as you turn the corner, you see there's
Yep.
a grouping of them. They've got a bit of a campfire. The smoke is rising into a bit of a hole in the ceiling. And there is a small goblin there sitting next to the fire. Some of these kobolds are armored. Some of them have weapons, but quite a few of them have neither. Seems almost like a residential type setup.
Like, yeah. Thank you very much for keeping him safe. Make sure to tell his father of what you did for him.
It should not be. They should not be out here. Alone. Dangerous. Very dangerous.
Yes.
Oh, so he's gonna get up, the boy, and walk over.
I'm gonna find a rock
My-
and just start batting it around playfully.
My father sent for me.
Indeed.
Yes.
My first adventure did not go very well. My brother is better.
Yes, your brother is better.
It's time that we go then. He turns and kind of bows to everyone. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for saving me. It's good to meet all of you. And various members of the group kind of nod.
Can I
Raise
see
a
what's
hand
like
and wave.
cooking on the fire? Just out of curiosity.
It looks like eggs.
All right, let me see.
Oh,
Uh,
and I don't
one.
see it.
Not in a pan, just
No,
like eggs
just
that are just kind of like lined around the top of the, or
Mm.
like around the edge of the campfire, just getting warm.
Can I smell it?
Oh yeah.
Do I smell eggs?
Well, now that you're closer, I'll say so.
Okay, then I turn back into me.
Okay.
all right. So that'll last.
And this guy was not looking at you. The other one wasn't looking at you either. But turns just as you get to you and starts
And as I turn back
fumbling,
into me, I
trying to
just,
get. You
as I
what?
turn back into me, I say, "Are those eagle eggs that you're eating?"
Yeah, he turns and starts fumbling, trying to grab a hold of his sling.
I hold my hands up, like, I just want to know. It's fine. I'm a good kitty.
You. And he passes out.
Oh dear.
And this guy kind of backs away. Has his spear out. But Wisp has shouted out, "Are those eggs?" Does anyone like to respond?
Oh, I was going to use prestidigitation on one of them and flavor it, so that's the best tasting egg they've ever had. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna point to it and be like, "Make sure you all share that one. It's really good. It'll last
Uh,
for an hour." So
Are they eagle eggs? This is important. I'm gonna go in there.
All right. Yeah, you can see the eggs kind of lined up, and definitely large enough and fresh enough to be eagle eggs.
Oh. You know, those eagles out there are real mad. And I think I know why.
They're young.
I can't do this voice.
Mhm, that's fine.
Sorry.
They're young. Delicious. Very good. Very good.
You know what else is delicious? And I pull out my ration bars or my rations. Like, I don't know, 5 of them. Be like, these are also tasty.
And you see them kind of like just give you a side eye. Look at them. It's almost as if they've never seen one of these before.
And also, if you keep eating the eagle eggs, they're going to start eating you. If you're not careful.
So there's a bit of an awkward silence as you do that, and they kind of like look at one another. And then you see this one move up and with like 2 sticks, take one egg and kind of turn it around, and then grabs another egg and turns it around. Still on the fire, just turning it.
Are they all on the fire?
They're just like on the edge of the fire. They're not like directly on the heat, but like just on the edge. Close enough to get warm, but not enough to burn.
I want to take them.
Based on coloring, you think they've been there for a while.
Okay. Well, I obviously can't take them back. But I would
Do you really
recommend that
wanna-
you not take any others, and I will leave you some food.
Do you want to start a confrontation over eagle eggs?
No, no.
So you
Eagle-
just hand out the rations, or you just like toss them on the ground?
I hand out the rations, but like, basically try and make it clear, like, don't take the eagle's eggs.
So the
Because
guy
the eagles
on-
also have claws.
So the guy on the left of you and the guy on the right of you, they both like grab a few. They start smelling them, and that's it. And they just continue like to partially listen. It seems like they're,
Okay, well,
they're
that's
not,
all.
they're not-
That's all I can do. I mean,
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they're taking your words of warning to heart.
well, I tried. Okay, let's get this kid home.
Okay. So, we are just about out of time, and as is my throat. So, we'll say you're able to take the goblin, the young goblin. You can help his brother down the cliffside and return him back home to his family. And there is much rejoicing as you guys enter into the center of town. Father comes and thanks you profusely for helping, just grabs a hold of his sons and hugs, almost like starts to scold him as they start to walk away. But you guys are free to head back to Whitmor to collect your pay. And
Exciting.
that's where we'll end.
Hey. Good thing.
GG. GG, everybody.
We almost did 2 good
Yay.
things. You
Yeah, I don't. I'm glad we did not start a fight with the kobolds, because it would have taken us way over time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you guys were already hurt. It could have been bad. Could have been bad. But all right, that's the game. And I guess that is close to the end of the stream. Any thoughts? Any thoughts before we say goodbye to the stream? What do you guys think of the story?
I think it's a good start to our little band of adventurers.
Yeah. Really liked it as
Indeed.
like a good starting point.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Got to see
Mm.
some of the countryside.
Very well done.
Very nice, yeah.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Well, definitely let us know if
all
you continue.
Yeah. Well, with that, we're going to say goodnight to the stream. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and hopefully you enjoyed. And we'll probably do this again sometime. Later.
Good night.
Good night.